Alright, well, greetings from my freshly snowed on neighborhood here in Inglewood. I am a little frantically out the door today. Well, overnight, the long-eared owls, it turns out. There's 3 or 4 of them. Were reported again, and this time someone reported on the eBird app the exact longitude and latitude. I am hoping that the reports are not going to cause a circus out here. But at the same time, here I am. Am I a hypocrite? Because I'm on my way to go try to see them. So if there's tons of humans out there photographing these owls, then the owls will leave. And so part of me is like, well, I have to go out there now because who knows how long these guys are going to stick around. I don't know. I go both ways on this. I think eBird is a great tool, and I definitely use it. I definitely look at reports and what other people are seeing. Again, like always, I'm not going to sit out there for 12 hours all day today. I'm going to try to go in, get some shots, and then get out and leave them alone. Like I said, I never want to be a part of that problem. But yeah, we'll see. So I'm on my way now. I'm here in the area and we found the long-eared owl, so I'm recording some video right here in the snow. And there's a bunch of them. Well, greetings from Commerce City, Colorado, where I am not currently looking for owls, but I am currently dealing with this. That would be a blown out tire. And great, you ask, don't you have a spare tire? Well, of course, yes I do. But the car did not come with tools. So there's no jack, there's no lug wrench. So I am waiting for roadside assistance to come help us change my tire. But then we are going to see a long-eared owl, even on the spare tire. So we'll get there. But just a little inconvenience on the way. All right, well, we are here out on the boardwalk, and yeah, just saw the long-eared owl at this place. So yeah, it's super cool, very camouflaged, and it's just kind of chilling. So yeah, it's been the winter so far of the long-eared owl here in Colorado. Super cool to see. So ready to go home. It's cold. Hello, welcome back. I hope you enjoyed episode 2 with all the long-eared owl madness that's been going on all across Colorado this winter, which has been incredible to go out and photograph and do video. And I certainly hope that you liked the footage that was in this episode. And yeah, you get fancy Scott here tonight. Scott had an important conference call at work today. that's why you get fancy Scott tonight. So it's not hoodie or t-shirt Scott. But I did just want to jump in here at the end and talk about something that I mentioned at the beginning of the video about eBird and eBird reports. And yeah, and sort of I guess it's going to be a lukewarm take on it. It's not going to be a hot take. It's going to be a very Switzerland take. It's going to be what I hope is common sense take. And first, I will just say, it has nothing to do with the eBird app. It has nothing to do with the app. Don't blame the app. Don't blame the people that report on the app. Blame the lousy dickhead photographers that show up to these kind of locations. No, seriously. I guess maybe for a little bit of context and sort of how the whole situation went down for me with these long-eared owls. So I had originally seen an eBird report of the long-eared owl out at the place. I think everyone knows the location, but I'm not going to say it on the video. But I had seen a report maybe like 3 or 4 days before like the specific location report started coming in. And of course, I noticed and I was like, oh, there's a long-eared owl out at this place. And this place is a place that I go all the time. So I was like, oh, I'm going to keep that up here. And if I'm ever out there again, I'll know to kind of maybe keep my eye open for a long-eared owl. That'd be cool. And that's about all I thought about it. And then the day of the video, or the beginning of the video, like I mentioned, there had been some fresh snow overnight. So I woke up that morning and I was like, oh yeah, it'd be cool to go out this morning and with the fresh snow and maybe get some cool shots. You know, I should go somewhere. And then I was like, oh, I should go try to find that long-eared owl that was reported, like 3 or 4 days ago? I can't remember. Let me look it up. So I looked up the report again on eBird, and that's when I noticed that the day before, all the specific location reports had come in about where the owls were. And I was like, yep, that's an ideal. So I was like, yeah, I was like, man, this is going to be a circus. I'm going to go this morning, like right now. And I want to try to beat the circus because obviously for this project, I'm trying to photograph and film owls. So, I want to go, and maybe if I get out there early, I can avoid the circus. So I jumped in the car and went out there. And as I pulled up to the spot, I noticed there was 5 or 6 other photographers were already out with their lenses pointed into the trees. And I was like, yep, here we go. It's going to be very popular. And again, not that 5 or 6 photographers means it was a circus, but I just sort of saw it as like, well, if there's that many people out here already this morning, then Yeah, everyone knows. Like, all the information is out. So I got my stuff out of the car and walked over to that group, and there was actually a guy there that I knew, and he was like, "Oh yeah, hey Scott." He's like, "Yeah, there's like 30 of them all back in the trees, and we're just kind of pointing back there and seeing what we can get." And I was like, "There's 30 owls?" I was like, "Damn." I was like, "Man, the report only said 4." I was like, "Wow, this is crazy." And he's like, "Yeah, they're just kind of flying around all over the place, so good luck." And I was like, "The owls are just flying around all over the place." I was like, like, I think we've got a miscommunication here or something. And so I was like, "Yeah, no, I'm just to be clear." I'm like, "Yeah, no, I'm here to try to see the owls." And they all of them looked at me and they're like, "Owls?" And I was like, "Well, what are you guys looking at?" They're like, "Oh yeah, we're here for the gold-crowned sparrows." And I was like, "Sparrows?" And so yeah, it turns out all the photographers that were there, they had not even heard about the owls. And so I was like, "Oh, well, don't mind me," and completely disregard everything I just said, but I'm going to go over that way. And they were all like, "Okay, well, see ya." And so I'm like, wow, they don't even know. And so I went walking off down the trail, and I was like, "There's no one else here. I'm the only person here looking for these owls." And I was like, you know what? Maybe it's not going to be a circus. Maybe I am overestimating how popular these long-eared owls are going to be, and maybe this is actually really not that big of a deal. And so the other funny part was, even with the specific location, I could not find the owls. I was walking around all over the place, and I'm like, "Well, where are they?" And I could not find them. So it turns out, embarrassingly, I'll just say this: I was looking way deeper than I needed to. And once I did find them, it was very embarrassing. I'm like, "Oh, they're just like right here." I was like, "Oh man, I was looking way too hard." I just would figure they wouldn't have been where they were. But anyways, I found them, obviously. And another guy did eventually show up too. So there was just 2 of us out there for the entire morning. It was great, and I got all my photos and I got my footage. And I think you'll notice in most of the footage that the owls are just roosting and sleeping, which again to me means that I did a good job of not disturbing them. And yeah, I mean, that was it. And I kind of, once I was satisfied, like I said, I was maybe there. Once I actually found the owls, I photographed and did video for, I don't know, maybe 30 minutes. And then, yeah, I left, and that was the end of it. And I was kind of like, yeah, well, I'm glad to see that not a ton of people are here. And, you know, obviously maybe I overestimated how this was going to be. And so I left feeling pretty good. I was like, yeah, maybe it's not going to be a circus. I just pictured that the northern pygmy owls at Lions last year, and just what that ended up becoming and all the drama around that. And I was like, yeah, maybe that won't happen here this time. Well, as we all know, as sort of the week has gone along, it's been over a week now since I got all my footage, and yeah, the circus has shown up. So again, I just see online in all the different areas where Colorado bird photography is discussed that people are posting about all the bad behavior that is going on out there, which is really sucks to see and hear about. And I guess some photographers are flushing. I've heard that they were flushing owls out of trees intentionally. I'm just like, why would you do that? I don't know if they were trying to get like in-flight shots, or if they were just trying to get the owls to go to different trees that maybe had better shots. I mean, either way, it's completely unacceptable behavior. And again, that's what it brings me back to, is it's not about the app. It's not about the reports. It's not about who made the report in the app. It really is about the lousy people that show up. And we have to call them out as that stuff is going down. Like I said, if you need a sheriff to come out there, you just give me a call. I ain't scared. I will happily tell someone to stop being a dick. Especially, I mean, I almost wonder if a lot of the people that do that stuff, they may not even realize that what they're doing is wrong. You know, like maybe telling them like, hey, you shouldn't do that. They'd be like, oh, Really? Oh, geez. Sorry. I didn't know. Or maybe that's me just being naive. But anyways, that's my, like I said, I think lukewarm take. As far as the way I use eBird, I do look at reports, especially now. Like I'm doing this owl project, so I look at owl reports. I don't know, maybe a couple times a week just to see. Like what I'm looking for is sort of consistent reports at places. Like so, if there's like an open space in Westminster, and I'm seeing like really consistent reports of owls there, then I'm like, yeah, there's probably some owls there. And so, yeah, again, I kind of put that up here and I'm like, all right, well, I know if I want to go see some great horned owls or if I'm ever in Westminster, this is a spot I could stop by and maybe try to find some owls. So, anyways, that's my take. Thanks again for watching this episode. And yeah, we'll be back soon for episode 3. I've got some ideas about barn owls, so we'll see if it plays out. But should be happening soon. So thanks for watching. Bye.